Metal. Hello and good day, kids. It's Todd from ToJu Racing. Sunday night chat. It's running a little late tonight. We had a busy day. It's really hot here in the Midwest. So anyway, I don't know how it goes. Anyway, so what's going on this week? Lots happening this week. The track rebuild was completed. There's a few minor things left. I'm going to do a track tour video tomorrow. I didn't want to clog up the chat with that. People like the shorter videos mostly anyway. So yesterday we made it a little special one, and everybody brought some food. I smoked up I think it was about an 8-pound pork butt, and did the smoked baked beans at the same time, and my sidecar smoker. It came out really nice, tender, juicy. It was really good. I ran it on I had to turn the volume down on them guys. Anyway, I ran the beans and the pork in the smoker for about 3 hours, and about 250 most of the time. I like to run it a little bit hotter. I like to get a good bark on mine. Plus that gives you a little leeway if you go down or up. So, and then I finished I see you too, Pinbot. And then I finished the rest of it in the oven for about 8 hours, and it came out. It was just amazing. It was really good. Then my friend Dave made some outstanding mac and cheese. He makes better mac and cheese than you'd buy in a store. My friend Mike's wife, Tracy, made some amazing coleslaw to go with the pulled pork sandwich, because you just got to do that, you know. Then my friend Dan, his wife, made some really awesome potato salad. My friend Dave brought some buns and some scotcheroos. And then Julie Track Girl made a couple batches of cookies. So it was really nice. Good food, great time. Then we came downstairs and the racing began, and it was very fun. First thing we did was I took my buddy Mike's Camaro. I'm actually working on it right now. Here's just the shell. And here's the inside of it. That's kind of... A Skelectrix is very different from a Carrera. It has working headlights. This is a 67 Camaro. I do have a question about this, but I'll get back to that later. So anyway, we switched it over and put the Carrera or the Carson chip inside of it, and it works like a champ. It sounds like a direct drive car, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have the timing chain on it. It's got a really interesting sound. It's very, very quick on straights and corners. It reminds me of the Carrera without the rear magnets. I do have a question about this, and maybe somebody knows. So I see those other two, you put the main plug in there, and then you've got these other two here, and then you have a bag with two of these wires. I assume, is this for the headlights? Somebody who knows scale tricks, is this for the headlights if, you know, your headlights don't work or something like that? Is that what this is for? I kind of looked through the manual, and Manuel was not very helpful in this. But somebody who knows, please comment if you do. I'm just curious as to what they're for, because the headlights worked on this and it doesn't have tail lights at all. So, I don't know. Everything it was supposed to do, it did. Things got a little bumpy last night, and here's the evidence bag. It lost its front and its rear bumper, which is funny and not funny. You know what I mean? So you can see there's no rear bumper, and the front one's kind of missing from right there as well. Mike wants me to leave it off of it, so I'm gonna see if I can learn how to tune these things. So he left that for me to kind of take a look at, which is pretty cool. The changeover was super simple. We did make a video of it. It's a two-parter. I got to work on combining it together. So I haven't gotten that done yet, which, you know, that's the way it goes. So we did a GT class race. We did 3 races, and overall, Mike's son Adam won with his outstanding Aston Martin, and that's one of I mentioned last week's about the ironically or oddly fast cars that show up now and then, and how you don't know why, because they're all built the same way, but they're super fast. Anyway, his Aston Martin is crazy fast. It did really well, and he won the cup. I picked up a trophy. It wasn't too expensive, but it's kind of cool. He was supposed to take this home, but he didn't. We were actually going to do a purse for it, but the first time we're not doing a purse. We're still kind of sorting out some of the rules and all that. I kind of want, the guys like running magnets in the back. I want to pull them. But the mob rules, and the mob doesn't want to do it. If they just try it, they might change their mind. I'm going to keep pushing them on that, right? But, you know, we're having a blast, so that's what matters. We're only running the cars at 4, so they're not running super fast. It gets a little bit bumpy, but not too bad. The biggest problem we have is when someone goes off track and we want to stop the race, we need to get a track marshal who just watches the race. When somebody goes off, he hits that, but it's going to be hard for him to watch every one, and people have to remember to say caution or what have you, or get the app and make it their responsibility to push the button in the app, and that might be the answer right there now that I think about it. And because if they don't do it, it's their fault and they lose their time from the race, you know, whether it be a timed race or a lap race. So I think that might solve that problem. It's not really a problem, but, you know, just a little difficulty. Try to make everything run smoother. One thing I noticed is with the Smart Racing app, between sessions, if you change things, you know, drivers, cars, it's not so bad if you're just changing cars, but if you're changing drivers, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm working on, we have the extension for running 6 players, and people sometimes plug in and we don't know where they're at, so I'm actually getting some numbers and placing them on the top of it. I'll do a video on that, actually. It'll be a lot easier when you're setting people up, but it's still a little bit fiddly, you know, I like that word. It's yeah, kind of a pain in the butt to have to change that. Sounded like Captain Kirk there, didn't I? It's a pain in the butt to have to change that every time between every single race. Spock, how can we do this? Sorry. Anyway, she can't take it, Captain. All right, Star Trek nerd. Sorry. Live long and prosper. There we go. Anyway, I'm gonna shut. I played a couple games of Pinbot before I started the chat, so I should have shut him off. Where was I before I went into my silly little Star Trek thing? I honestly don't remember. I lost my train of thought there. So the GT race went well. We also did a hot rod race with the Skelectrics 67 Camaro and mine and Den's 69 Plymouths and the 1970 Chevelle. That was an awesome race. It was really fun. My car was keyed to somebody else's controller, and they were kind of rolling, so I just bowed out. But Den won that race. He did really good in his Plymouth, so good job, Den. So Den and his kid won 2 of the races that out of the 3 classes we ran. He won that one. Then we ran the race truck class. I was fortunate enough to win that. It was a really good race, though. We do have videos coming out of the races. Den's working on taking care of those. It's going to actually have some production, maybe a little bit of music and intros and all that good stuff. Working on the logo. Mike's nearly finished up with that. I just need to get it converted over to an actual image. Then I'm going to use a little watermark on the videos, and we'll hopefully have an intro where it'll like drive in, you know, and then screech off, which is used by a lot of guys, but it fits really well. So, hey, you know, it's all good. Then we were just running with cars. It was Den's idea. We just did whoever can go the fastest. So I set it up on free practice, and you know, whenever we switched drivers, we just started it over so that it kept track of the best times. It was pretty cool. I wound up getting the fastest time on the track with my Plymouth, ironically. Crazy. I can't believe it wasn't with a different car. I turned an amazing time, too, with Track Girl's Ferrari. Her Ferrari is wicked fast. It's another one of those uncannily fast cars. I hope it stays that way. My Audi's having a problem again. It did it last week, and I gave it a fresh tune, and what seemed to fix it was I re-lubed the pinion, the gears in the back, you know, and it's doing that again, and I know I put plenty of lube on it, so, and it's just slowing down to like 20% like it's out of fuel, and it's not out of fuel, so I don't know. I might have to get on one of the live chats this week and see if any of the Carrera guys might have an idea on that. If any of you guys or the Carrera guys have an idea on that, please give me a comment below. I would really appreciate it, because I'm not sure what the deal with is on that. I'm going to take it apart and see. I mean, it was moving smooth and all that. Maybe I'll even do a video about that. Anyway, but yeah, we had a really good time. I have some controller mounts on the track now, which really helped. We bumped into a couple times. We'll get used to that. That really helped. One more guy's going to get another controller, and then we'll have 6. I need to get a couple track extenders. I can't remember who makes them. I'm going to track them down tomorrow, though. They're like 20 bucks a pop, but they're keyed and they're nicely good boxes and everything that you can mount. And then I'm going to put a couple spots around the track so that people can stand in some better spots. I'll talk about that during the track tour video that I'm going to do tomorrow. That'll help with where people can stand, because we had like 3 people along in front of the L thing and you couldn't see the big wide turn, which, you know, you don't want to obscure your vision. That makes you crash almost instantly. You know, you look away, your car wrecks. We all know it. We've all done it. It happens all the time. So, but that's racing, right? So, yeah. What else do I need to talk about here? I will do the HO car video this week, going over the cars I have to sell. I have Tyco 440s, Life Likes, and the AFX Super G Pluses. I even have a couple of the Japanese ones from the 90s. I heard people like those. I don't know. I'm going to hope that some of the HO guys can help me on that, because I want to get those to somebody who will enjoy them. They all work. I tested every car that I have. They all work and they all still sound great. They all have silicone tires that haven't rotted away. I stored them in a fishing tackle box with all the compartments, and then I also put them each in a Ziploc bag too, to keep them really super clean and nice. Anyway, I'll do a video on that this week for sure. I hope to maybe get to the track video of the HO track stuff too. We'll see on that. I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay, so let's get back to that scale tricks thing. One thing I didn't like about this car, and it seems very inadequate to me, is the steering keel's a little shallow and a little short. I guess that Slot Innovations does make a replacement for this. Anybody that has a Pioneer Legends know, does it use this same setup on the Pioneer Legends as this Scale Tricks does? Because from what I understand, they're just like a Scale Tricks. They're with the digital port ready and all that stuff. So, and speaking of that, if anybody's curious, so there's your Carson chip right there installed. And there it is from the bottom. There's your sensor. So, and this worked like a champ. It changed lanes. We didn't try to test it as a ghost car, but, you know, that's no big deal. Now that we have enough racers, we really don't run ghost cars. I do ghost car races now and then, but not very often. Them ghost cars will whoop your ass if you go off the track and you're by yourself and you got to walk around that big track and shag the car or marshal it, however you want to put it yourself. Yeah, then you get back and that freaking car already did another lap on you. So anyway, but it is good practice to not go off the track and not de-slot, which is the way to win. Sometimes it's not, though, if you get somebody behind you. But bumping's kind of a problem that I'm trying to sort something out, because you can't be knocking people off. You need to keep your distance. People need to be, you know, respectful of the driver and get around them on their own. That's what the passing points are for. We do have 4 of them now. We're going to have 2 more, maybe actually 3 more, as soon as the expansion kit comes in at the end of this month, which will be finally everything from Carrera Slots. Mike got his Carson chip from Carrera Slots. Always a shout out to Carrera Slots, because they rock. If you want some parts or cars, check with them first. They have the best prices, and they'll let you know if it's in stock or not. So, anyways, okay, here's a funny thing. So I wanted to start finished gantry, and I found one when I was on eBay picking up Dave's some stuff on eBay. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. Anyway, I was picking some stuff up on eBay, and I found this really cool start gantry that, that's actually the directions, but the problem is, it's really cool. It's paper. You just kind of glue it together, cut it out. You got to score it in a few places. It's got some sticks to help you reinforce it. Use some hot glue. Anyway, it's 1/64. says it right there. But, you know, when I looked at it, I swear it said 132nd. I swear it did. Anyway, it was only like $12. I could return it, but to return it would cost $5 or $6 to get $5 back. So, you know, when I sell my HO stuff, I'll just toss it in or something like that. Kind of a funny thing. So, so does anybody know how you tune these bad boys? Maybe there's something you do with the motor. I assume that you can lube up that just a bit. But how do you, okay, there's the bushing. So I imagine you just pop these out and then I can, tune that rear axle just like I did. And then the same with the front, maybe? The front looks different. I don't know. I'm going to have to just YouTube how to tune one of these bad boys and see if we can make it go even faster. But I was impressed with it. I'm gonna pick up a Scaletrix car myself. I'm thinking about the Batmobile that looks like a hot rod that he ran the Penguin down with, if you know what I'm talking about from the newer Batman movie. That was just wow, and that car's just sweet. So yeah, that movie did have some problems, but we're not gonna get into a movie chat here, right? Or are we? Haha, we're not. Anyways, what else did I want to talk about? I don't know. I mean, I worked on the track a lot this week, just getting everything ready. But I really love the new design. It's pretty dang cool. It's got some good technical turns and then some nice straights. You really got to, you know, go back and forth a lot. Versus the old track where it was to the point we got pretty good at it where, you know, we only really had to alter the throttle a couple times, which, you know, it became lazy. It was a good setup and it did run good, but it did have a flaw. I think I mentioned it in some of my old videos where it did that hard turn into the double bank, the double bank turn. It came off of a 180, almost a hairpin. It came in hard this way, then back around in a 180, and the track just kind of it didn't handle it well because it was a bank and it was so tight, and it didn't have time for the track to straighten out. So the track was kind of flexed and uneven, and your car would just kind of fall off sometimes. And the inside lane was screwed on that track as well. And the new track doesn't have the inside outside lane are both good lanes. And you can run both lanes, either lanes. The inside lane's slightly faster, maybe, but the outside lane you can take the corners a little better, as you guys know if you race, you know. So yeah. What else did I want to talk about? Another problem we had, I think I brought up the SCX thing. I got on a one of the group chats, I think it was with Slot Car Wildman. Shout out to him, and thank you again to whoever helped me on that chat. I forget who it was, but Kurt bought that SCX Corvette that's like a Scaletrix, but it's an analog car, and we were trying to sort out what chip you got to get to make that car work on a Carrera track, and we did find it. You do got to mount the chip, glue it down, get the sensor in the right place, and drill a hole on it. And Mike's going to help Kurt with that. I'm sure those guys can get that done just fine. That'll be cool. Kurt can get that Corvette running that he really likes. So that's cool. I don't think there's much else to go over. I did make a little list. Yeah. Oh, okay. So one thing I'm going to do now is I've started looking into some scenery. I do have one item ordered, the famous Dunlop walkover bridge. I'm going to get the start gantry. I want to get a tower to put inside the flyover part, the one bridge that goes over the one part that has a turn in it. It'd be really nice to put like a big tower sticking up out of it. I think it's racetrackscenery.com is the site. They have a really cool 76 tower that I want to put in there. All those come in kits that you put together, but no big deal. And then they've got some really cool signage. They have all kinds of really cool stuff. If you need some scenery, I recommend you go check it out. Some of it's a little pricey, but it's really nice stuff. They have some bridging that's just beautiful. If you are making a big track with, mountain scenery and bridges and all that stuff, then they have a lot of stuff you may like. I'm just gonna get some signage, a flag tower guy, a flag officials tower. I don't remember the exact name of the product. I've got I kind of looked at it and saw where I needed stuff before I started buying more than my eyes saw, because I was like, ooh, that's cool, ooh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I want to put that. Well, I looked and I didn't even have room to put all the stuff I wanted to do, and some of it would obscure the track, which is a no-no. I don't like doing that. Like I said, if you can't see your car, you're probably going to wreck. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because I really don't have much else to go over, and this is starting to run long. Sorry about it running long, but, the chats do run long, and I warn everybody about that. So be a kid as often as possible because, adulthood's very overrated, and responsibility is a bunch of chains. So, yeah. So look for the track tour video tomorrow. I'll go over how I built some of the supports and just a little bit of everything on that. That one won't be 20 minutes like this one. I'll do the HO video this week. I'll try to get that Carson chip scale trick. Sorry, I had to think there. I didn't write all this stuff down for the closing part. Anyway, it's all good. So in closing, thank you everyone for watching if you made it this far, and everyone's interest in the channel. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you've done that. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. We truly appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, and we're having a great time. 2-3 months into the digital slot car hobby, switching from HO. So it's been awesome. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Todd from ToJu Racing out. Race on.